Hey, what's up? Welcome to Bloomer Babe Podcast. This is your host, Katie. Welcome to the podcast about my life, current news, lifestyle, millennial struggles, and anything under the sun. So if that sounds like your jam, please stick around. So today is a Monday. I just got back from an interview with one of the Pilates studios here at BGC. Oh my God, I was so excited to wake up this morning kasi nga about the interview. Anyway, so um, for today's episode, I just wanted to have another sit down one-on-one recording with you guys. It's been a while. Actually, gusto ko sana ng current news. Kailan ko naman ako katsikahan kung sino, di ba? Anyway, ako lang ba? Ay, hindi. For sure, most of you, ang laman din ng FYP nyo is about the corrupt nepo babies ng mga politicians. I also saw a video of what is happening in Indonesia right now. Yung may mga sinusunog na buildings, strikes, and the government have stopped the use of social media. So binaban nila yung social media just for the people not to other country to see kung ano talaga nangyayari sa Indonesia and also within the country. So tinigil nila yung TikTok, live streaming, tinigil nila just so hindi ko balat yung kung ano nangyayari. But of course, social media, internet, mabilis lahat. I saw some videos na meron pa isang lalaki, parang Gojek driver siya. And parang he was bulldozed. Ano ba tawag dun? He was rolled over, crashed by one of military vehicles. He was a 21-year-old Gojek driver na hindi naman talaga kasali sa strike, but unfortunately, nandun siya sa event and then so tinamaan siya ng sasakyan. Alam ko hindi lang isa yung mga casualties, death casualty nung rally na yon. I think there were 9 already. But it was bad. The reason was kaya sila nagsa-strike is because napaka-corrupt ng system nila. Same as with Philippines. Pero kung dito, makapal yung mukha ng mga politicians natin, doon talagang garapalan talaga doon. Nabasa ko nga was the tax became 250% over the normal tax rate at inapprove yun ng ano nila ng government nila o ng Congress. Tapos yung mga salary ng mga officials was approved to be 300% or 30 times percent of the minimum wage, I think, or the wage that was supposed to be for mga kongresista. Pero di pa, ang lala. And alam mo yun, ang naisip ko lang is yung fear ko is nangyayari ngayon sa Indonesia sa atin. Diba? Sa dami ng corrupt officials, sa dami ng, alam mo yun, kahit sa mga mabababang, hindi naman sa mga mababa, but yung mga pinakamababang sector na lang natin, sa barangay na lang, diba? Tanod, barangay, lahat corrupt. Tapos parang sinasabi na marami na you should have vote wisely. Pero kasi, alam mo yun, you vote wisely, pero yung option mo naman, lahat naman yun corrupt eh. Diba? Anong choice namin? Diba? That's the reason, also one of the reason hindi ako bumuboto. I know, marami magagalit na I should have practiced my right. Sana may yung boto ko may nagawa para sa ikaunlad ng Pilipinas. Pero, ano gagawin ko? Para lahat naman na nandyan, yung option ko bulok. O, diba? Diba? Anong magagawa ng isang boto ko? Anyway, yun nga. So, ang fear ko is mangyari kung ano nangyayari sa Indonesia ngayon sa atin. Buti na lang ang mga Pinoy, they have an optimistic outlook of life. Kaya yung mga tulad ng mga nangyayari ngayon, yung iba, yung mga Gen Z, gumagawa na lang ng videos just to make fun of it. But kung wala sigurong sense of humor yung mga Pinoy or hindi sila ganun ka-optimistic with life, dahil baka sabi ko sa inyo, baka wasak na yung Malacanang, you know? Also, faith, our country is very, I mean, religious. So, isa pa yun sa mga bagay na I think one of the good characteristics of Filipinos is to think of yung ginagawa nila, is it good for the good of people, for other people. Alam mo yun, naniniwala tayo sa karma, naniniwala tayo, may takot tayo sa Diyos to do the things that are, unforgivable, just like killing people or basta gumawa ng masama. So, ayun lang. I just hope na yung pag-expose ng mga nepo babies or ng mga corrupt officials and construction companies na yan ay may mangyari naman. For once, Pilipinas, sana may mangyari. Hindi na lang siya makakalimutan. Makakalimutan na walang nangyari. And it's just sad. Minsan naisip ko nga na walis na lang kaya ako ng Pilipinas. Pero alam mo yun, kasi alam ko na love ko yung Pilipinas, nandito yung mga kamag-anak ko, dito ako lumaki. Proud akong Pinoy ako. So, hindi ko kayang isipin na alis ako just for the betterment na mangyayari sa kansa buhay ko. Parang, di pa din eh. Alam mo yun, isa ako sa mga mapalad, sabihin na natin mapalad na Pinoy, na alam mo yun, naiyak ako. Na alam mo yun, nakukuha nila yung mostly na mga gusto nila. Alam mo yun, nakakakain ako ng 3 times a day. I am in a good shelter. 24/7 yung wifi ko, mabilis. Alam mo yun, isa ako dun sa mapapalad na yun. And kung, alam mo yun, kung may magagawa ako on my own, ako gagawin ko talaga. Pero I think this kind of governance talaga ay wala ng pag-asa. I don't know. I just pray na sana may mangyari in the future para matuwid tong kung ano mang meron ngayon. Anyway, naiyak ako, be, kasi nakita ko yung mga videos sa TikTok nung last week na parang pinapakita yung mga vlogs nila Claudine ko, yung mga Nepo babies na yan. Tapos after nun was a sad music ng mga Pinoy na naghihirap ng almuslo sa baha, yung matatanda. May, grabe, ang hina ko talaga, ang hina ko ng puso kapag sa matanda. So, naawa lang ako na wala tayong sistema. So, ayun lang. Alam mo yun, kung mababalik ko lang yung panahon, tangina sana nag-lawyer na lang ako para kahit papano, alam mo yun, may magagawa ako sa batas ng Pilipinas, tatakbo, resist. Ewan ko, hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya matutulungan yun, but I hope someday I can, give back something to Philippines or whatever. Anyway, so, moving on sa mga Nepo babies na yan, and Indonesia, I hope and pray also na maging okay yung mga kung ano yung nangyayari sa Indonesia. Pero grabe, dati pa naririnig ko na corrupt yung government ng Indonesia. Sabi nila, I have a best friend before. Sabi niya sa akin na kung sa Pilipinas corrupt, 10 times ang pagiging corrupt ng mga government officials sa Indonesia. And ito pa, sinasabi nila na they also mix black magic with politics sa kanila. So let's say, parang sa atin, diba? Kunyari si Mayor 1 ay tumatakbo at si Mayor 2 ay tumatakbo. So, hindi lang bakal na kamay yung gagamitin, but also a little bit of sorcery and magic, black magic, they say, just to win the election. So, diba? Nakakatakot sila. Anyway, so, also, narinig ko din na some tourists, hindi ako nagsabi nito, but some tourists also feel not so, okay na yun. Anyway, so, ayun. So, what are the other current news? Tingin nga ako ng TikTok ko. Burning Man in US. Ito, nasa side ako ng TikTok ngayon ng Burning Man. And ngayon ko lang nalaman, I thought Burning Man was like a Coachella, like a music festival. Like a music festival ng parang Coachella. But it's not now. It's like okay, so ang sabi ni ChatGPT, Burning Man is a week-long event held every year in Black Rock Desert of Nevada, USA. It's not a traditional music festival, it's not a traditional music festival. It's more of a temporary city built by its participants. So, ayun nga. So, akala ko rin nung una, it's a music festival, tapos may nagko-concert, may mga DJ. Hindi pala. Parang, um, usually, mga hippie na mayayaman daw, yung umaattend sa Burning Man. And then they will bring their vehicles, like mga RV, in the middle of a desert, and then they will build a city. Magdadala sila ng mga materials, and then they will build a city, a stadium, or whatever. Tapos parang yun yung symbolism nila na parang self-expression, self-reliance, alam mo yun, communal effort. So, parang yun yung representation ng mga mayayamang, sabihin na natin hippies that go there. So, I saw a video on where, so nangyari yung Burning Man, I think it's still ongoing. So, nangyayari yung Burning Man, and then, every year daw, na nangyayari yung, hindi siya festival, that event, may nangyayaring disaster sa event na yan. So let's say last year, there was like a mudslide or landslide, umulan, nasa desert kayo, so it's very muddy. Tapos this year, nagkaroon daw ng sandstorm. So yung mga taong umattend, they were posting videos kung ano na nangyayari doon, and it's a shit show, I can say. As in, para silang nasa dystopian. Ano nga bang movie yun? Shucks, nakalimutan ko yung kay Charlize Theron na movie na nasa desert yung setting nila. Basta, ganun. And then I even saw a woman who's pregnant, like ilang months pregnant, was 7 months pregnant, and then she attended the Burning Man, and then natutulog siya while wearing a gas mask and like an eye protection shit. Like, diba, ang hindi ko lang magets, why do people do it? Like, and to think, eto you paid for it. Diba? Shit, optional to. Dapat hindi mo to ginagawa eh. Alam mo yun? Hindi ko alam kung anong gusto nilang patunayan, bakit sila kailangan umattend ng Burning Man, but, you know, crazy shit that people do when they have money. I don't know. Diba? Anyway, so if you want to deep dive on that, it's another rabbit hole that you can that you can search in social media, and I know for sure malayo ang mararating mo, girl. Kasi ako hindi pa ako tapos hanggang ngayon. Anyway, so another thing that I did last week, or discovery last week, was I started listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. So I've been doing meditation. Nakikinig ako sa mga guided meditation niya noon pa. Actually, years ago pa. Nasa corporate pa ako nakikinig ako. And one of the things na sa tingin ko nakapagpabago ng mindset ko was listening to his meditations and believing his teachings. So, nag-download ako ng abundance meditation niya, and then another one, like Cure a Placebo or something. He also write books pala about meditation and neuroplasticity, changes in your brain. So if you're into that vibe, you can, check that out. But the thing is, ang laki talaga na natulong niya sa akin. Meditation and reading his books and knowing his teachings. Naalala ko dati, nasa corporate pa ako, and sukang-suka na ako. Ito yung nagpa-alisahan sa corporate girl, kasi sukang-suka na ako. Parang, yung degree ko kasi is not hindi siya yung first choice ko. Hindi siya yung gustong-gusto kong gawin sa mundo. Alam mo yun? But, because I have the training, I have the degree for it, syempre yun na yung napasok ko linya ng work. Nandun na ako sa industry na yun. But for me, hindi ko siya, kung may option lang ako, kung alam ko lang, kung may mga kilala lang ako before, hindi ko papasukin tong industry na to because it's very stressful. Alam niyo yan. Yung mga listeners ko, Sir Jello, yung mga naging ka-work ko dati na nasa logistics, very stressful. Anyway, but, okay, sabihin ko stressful yung logistics or yung supply chain, but this is the industry na kahit anong mangyari sa mundo, may trabaho ka. I swear. Like food,
pasok pa rin sa supply chain. Lahat ng nakikita nyo ngayon sa bahay nyo, nasa harap mo. Merong nag-manage para makarating yung part na yan sa another part of the world or another part or another warehouse or another manufacturing company. Lahat yan may logistics, lahat yan may supply chain, lahat yan. So, naalala ko noong nasa pandemic ako, ito lang ha, marami nagkawalaan ng trabaho nun, especially in the service industry. But me, I have like 3 to 4 options na bago kong papasukang work. Ganun siya ka-in demand. Lalo na nga nung pandemic kasi nga it's hard to move things around, move goods around. So, ayun lang. Anyway, so mabalik tayo. Nasaan na ba ako? Meditations. Oh my God, ang tagal bumalik. My God. Anyway, so meditations. So, one of the things na kapagpaalis sa akin sa corporate was meditations of Joe Dispenza. Every afternoon, kasi sukang-suka na nga ako sa work ko. Sabi ko, hindi ko na kaya to. Shit, paulit-ulit. Tapos pinagagalitan pa ako ng sales team kasi nga hindi ako maka-perform ng maayos kasi nga ang dami na ginagawa. Sabi ko, shit, ganito na lang ba yung buhay ko? Every afternoon, when I take lunch or break, nakikinig ako ng meditation. And then, all of a sudden, after ng meditation ko, umahaba yung pasensya ko. Number 1, umahaba yung pasensya ko. Number 2, para nagiging optimist ako na makakaalis din ako sa corporate job na to. Makakaalis din ako sa kung ano tong ginagawa ko ngayon. And that's what happened to me. Talagang binago niya yung paano ko mag-isip. Binago niya yung pananaw ko sa buhay, yung pag-asa ko na makaalis ako sa corporate. And then, after nun, parang after a month lang eto nag-resign ako sa work nang wala akong backup plan. And then, may nangyari din sa personal life ko. So, umalis ako ng corporate life. After a month, may trabaho agad ako. And hindi lang siya yung work. Hindi lang work. As in, yung work na gusto ko. Like, hindi ako masyadong stressed. Mag-online lang ako pag kailangan ko. Unlike nung nasa corporate ako, grabe. Like, halos doon ka na kumain, matulog sa harap ng laptop, which is not very healthy para sa akin. So, ayun lang. There are things na very mukha lang akong walang pake sa okay. If you see me, hindi ako ganun kaseryoso sa life. I mean, pag nakilala mo ako in person, hindi ako ganun kaseryoso in life. Medyo bargas ako. Bakla ako. Bargas and bakla in some sense. Pag nakilala mo ako. But I take myself seriously when it comes to spirituality. I really believe in meditation, manifestation. I believe that there's something afterlife na nangyayari. Hindi yung afterlife that you expect, that you like believe if you were in a religion, but something aside from that. I also believe in aliens. Before, sabi ko pa, yung dad ko kasi was the very first nerd. Very first nerd na nakilala ko. And then, there was a time na parang may face siya, naniniwala siya sa mga aliens. So, pinapanood niya yung mga nasa History Channel, yung mga, yung ancient structures. And then, it was related to aliens daw. Kasi, how were they able, okay, sample lang how were they able to build a pyramid that precise, cut that precise, and ano bang function ng pyramid, di ba? Hindi natin alam hanggang ngayon. So, naniniwala yung daddy ko na it was something from a different planet, or it's made by aliens, or we have assisted by aliens before. So, yeah, naniniwala ako dun. Medyo nerdy din ako. I used to watch mga mga documentaries about it, mga Area 51. So, ayun. And then, lately, siguro last year, yung nagkakaroon na ng mga sightings, nagkakaroon na ng mga naglalabasan na yung mga proof because of social media, nakikita na ng lahat ng tao. That's when sabi ko na, oh, shit. Naniniwala na ako dito. Hindi ako naniniwalang, hindi ako naniniwalang hoax to. There should be something or a reason behind this shit. So, ayun lang. Ang layo na naabot ko. Spirituality, balik tayo sa meditation. So, meditation was the one thing na nakatulong sa akin to change my mindset. As in, I remember before, I was so insecure. Kasi wala akong self-esteem, girl. Hindi ko kayang makipag-usap kahit sa boss ko lang or whoever, mga katrabaho ko sa office. Kahit yung mga kalaro ko dati, naalala ko yung mga schoolmates ko, hindi mo ako machichika ng ganito. Hindi ako ganito ka-light. I mean, hindi ako ganito ka funny. 'Di ba? Hindi ako ganito. Um, so, nag-start ako mag-meditate nung nagkaroon ako ng depression. And I decided na hindi ko na kaya mag-take ng meds. So, I did everything. So, yun nga, kinukwento ko sa inyo na I did everything. Going to gym, taking supplements, talagang may sleep cycle. Meditation was one of the biggest things I've done. Sana sa mga kakilala ko, alam mo yun, kung pwede ko lang ilipat kung ano yung nararamdaman ko, kung ano yung outlook ko sa life kapag naka-meditate ako. Gusto ko lang makita nyo kung paano. Alam mo yun, sana gawin nyo. I've had a lot of friends na telling these things to improve themselves as well. Hindi lang gusto ko na, hindi ko siya sinasabi sa inyo para magyabang ako, but I also want you to feel the same way. Yung good feeling na na-feel ko. Yung improvement na na-feel ko sa inyo. 'Di ba? Also, one of the reason why I started my podcast is because my friends are not really into this. So, I wanted to find a community that also believes the same value or, values the same as I am. So, ayun lang. So, one of the things I really, really, really recommend, start with meditation. It quiets your mind of the things that you worry, ma-overthinking mo, and naiisip mo na hindi ganun kalaki yung problema mo. Parang you get to be present. Kasi when you meditate, parang it forces yourself to notice kung ano yung nasa present moment mo ngayon. Diba? Diba you start with breathing in, exhaling, ganyan. Para mawala yung tumatakbo sa utak mo na 24/7 na mga worries or kung mga negative thoughts. So, nangyayari to sa akin, napansin ko to nung nagka-depression ako was, kahit na nagtatrabaho ka, kasi may tatrabaho, gumagawa ka ng email, diba? Nag-draft ka ng email. Pero sa likod at the back of your mind, may mga thoughts kang naiisip and mostly negative thoughts siya for me. And na-stop lang yun nung, yun nga, nag-meditate ako. I started saying affirmations in the morning to myself na parang hanggang sa paulit-ulit ko siyang sinasabi sa sarili ko na pinaniwalaan ko na siya. Yun na yung parang benchmark ko, nagiging mantra ko na siya na parang sa kakasabi ko, naniniwala na ako na yun yung totoo para sa akin. 'Di ba? So, ayun lang. This is just a random podcast. I hope you've learned something and yeah. Anyway, so I'll be posting this week. This week, tomorrow na agad. Next week I'll post an interview with one of the Pilates studio here in BGC. It's called Oka Collective. I really love that studio because it doesn't just offers Pilates yoga. It offers different variation of classes. They also have workshops, let's say incense making. They also collaborate with run clubs, sound and bath healing. They have ice cold plunges and also sauna. So please check them out. I really love. They only opened, I think, 3 months ago, and I want them to stay in business. Kaya guys, pumunta kayo doon. Anyway, so ayun lang. I hope you've learned something or two, and please pray for the Philippines and Indonesia. Ayun lang. So as always, stay glowing, stay growing, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.